Today we're going to go over how to use this Google Sheet so that you know exactly how to use it. So first, you're going to change the names of the clients and put the client's name or the code name that you want. For example, let's do DD99. And when you go to the other sheets, it automatically changes it for you. So you're going to do that for the rest of them. And then here, hours used, you're not going to actually write in this column. You are going to go to the tab that says supervision hours weekly, monthly. So the weekly and monthly is going to be under this tab. So for DD, we're going to say that we worked from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We worked for 2 hours. If you go here, it tells you that you worked for 2 hours. And it tells you have 1 hour left. And then when you go here, it shows you in the graph that you have 1 hour left. If you only worked 2 hours for the whole entire week, you're going to plug in 2 hours in here for week 1. And here, the total that you've worked so far is 2 hours. And it shows 2 hours here. And now you have 10 hours left for the rest of the month. If you go here, it also tells you that DD has 10 hours left as well. Another great feature for this is for example, let's say we're still working on week 1 and I did some indirect hours from 5:30 p.m. Says he has a half hour, but let's say actually he worked from 6 p.m. It turns red because he doesn't have any more hours left. In here, it shows that he has no more hours left as well. This feature will also show for monthly assessment and parent training. It's going to turn red when the client has 0 or less hours, but for assessments, it turns red once you hit 2 hours or less. For example, say I worked on his treatment plan from 12 to 12, actually no, from 11. It turned red because I have used 11 hours of his treatment plan. This section is for writing in your client's schedule. You can put in pink marks or whatever color you want in the areas that they're not available. Now here you will have to manually add in the client's names. It's not going to automatically transfer for you. The reason for this is because I recommend that you put it in the order from the earliest time that your clients are available to the latest times, so that it's easier for you to see when you can schedule for supervision. For example, if you have clients in the morning, then you would only use these clients here to schedule for supervisions in the morning, and then later on you would schedule these clients in the afternoon or at night. And if they're not available, you can just click in a box and just put it that way. Or if they are available, you click this box and hit reset, and it will bring you back to the regular box that you can add in. Here's an example. I'm going to tell you a couple of tips that I use in this area. I changed the color of the text to a different format if the client has more than one technician. So the black one is technician number 1, the pink one is technician number 2. I also cross out the times if the client is actually not available for that week. Now, if that turns permanent, I just take it off and I put in the pink cube because they're no longer available. I use this section to help me schedule out my day if I want to hit a certain amount of hours. So I first start by writing in the client that I believe I want to see that day. I put a tentative schedule, let's say 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then it tells me that I worked for 2 hours. And let's say I also want to see HH from, let's say 5:05 p.m. to 7:10. So if I see these 2 clients, I will see them for 4 hours. Once I input this information into these charts, I click this button here to know, okay, I already rendered this session. Now let me render this session here. Then the to-do list, I write whatever I need to do for that client. Analyze data. Once I'm done, I can click this button. It's gonna highlight all of these things pink so that I know that I have completed this. This section is pretty self-explanatory. So this section is for supervision. If you conduct a supervision with your client, you're just going to check mark it. If you conduct a supervision with other clients, check mark it for week 1. And week 2, you do the same thing. Another tip that I use is I usually change the color of the text depending on the week. So if now we're going into week 2, the color is going to be pink so that I know we're no longer week 1, we are going to week 2, because sometimes I lose track on which week number we're at and it's easier to have some type of indication. So I do that by turning the letters pink. So we're done with week 2, it's going to go back to black. Now we're moving on to week 3. So now this one is going to be pink, just so that I know we are in this week. Same thing for parent training. Monthly ISP, IOA data, collaboration. You are more than welcome to change these subheadings if you don't believe that they are, if you're going to use them. You can personalize this as much as you want and make it your own. So if some of these tabs, for example, if you don't conduct parent training 3 times a month and you only conduct it once or twice, then you can change this to something else. Now we're on to the reauthorization schedule. Here you can put in your client's name. I recommend you put it in the order that the treatment plan is due. Now this section here is black because you have not filled in anything in the due column, in the due date column. Let's say that this treatment plan is due August 29th. It still doesn't show a countdown because you haven't activated it yet. And I want to hand it in August 20th. See, now it says you have 3 days to do it. Let's say that the due date got changed to August 17th. Today is August 17th for me, so it went to black because that means that the treatment plan was due today. And the countdown is at 0. If you're still working on it and your due date changed, you can just change it to whatever due date it is, and then it will activate the countdown again. Once you complete it, you can click this button to show that it has been turned in. Here we have a unit conversion calculator. You are only going to write in this column. Do not write in these columns because they have formulas and you're going to mess up the formulas if you do write in this column. So let's say that my client gets 15 hours per week. These are the units, and then these are the units for the 26 weeks. This information, most of the time, you do have to fill it into your treatment plan, so that's why it's here. This is a 6-month reauthorization calculator, just so that you know just so that you know the reauthorization end period. So again, you're only going to write in this column. Do not write in this column. So let's say that my kid's new treatment plan start date is August 20th. That means that their treatment plan will expire February 20th, 2025, and it's already there for you. Here, you're just gonna write in any inspirational quote that you like. If it took up too much space, you can just make it smaller or make it bigger. I'm now going to go over how to add extra clients if you have more than 10 clients. So first you can go by clicking any one of these numbers. The only number I do not recommend you click is number 16, because if you click the last row, then it's going to mess up this Google Sheet. So let's say we're going to go to click number 13. You're going to right click. You're either going to do insert one row above or insert one row below. That really doesn't matter. It's whichever one you prefer. Next, you are going to go to supervision hours. You are going to highlight one of these charts, right click, copy. If you want it to be aligned with everything else, I have 2 spaces in between, so you're gonna count 1, 2 here, paste, and you're gonna do the same thing with assessment hours. Go to copy. We'll highlight first, then copy. 1, 2, paste, and parent training. Do the same exact step for all of these pages. Okay, so now you're going to write in how many hours of supervision they have, and you are going to do equals. We're going to go to supervision hours weekly, and you're going to click this 0 here. And here you're going to do this one. You can just drag it down so it can copy the formula for you. Drag this one down so it can copy the formula. Drag down, drag down. Okay, so for total, you're going to do equals. Actually, that wouldn't work yet. So for hours used, you're going to do equals, back to the supervision hours, and then you're going to click the purple 0. Enter. And this one, you're going to do equals. Actually, you can just click here and drag it down, and it will copy the formula. Same thing here. Drag it down. And hours used equal. Go to assessment hours, and then click the pink 0. Enter. Total hours, however many hours you have for parent training. Hours used equal. Pink 0. Enter. And there you have it. Now it messed up the notes here. All you have to do is highlight it and click merge cells. So you're gonna do the same thing here. Use whichever number you want. Let's go to 50. Just don't use 52 because that's the last number. Right click, insert row below. See, it messed this one up here. You're gonna highlight it, merge cells. Go here, right click, insert below, and it messed these boxes here. You're just gonna press merge cell. You're gonna click OK, merge cell, OK, and then over here, you're gonna click 88, insert row below. You're gonna drag down this formula. You're going to drag down this formula, and you're going to highlight these 2 boxes, merge cell, and that's how you add additional cells if you have more clients. Now if you want to delete something, you can click the number that you want to delete, right click, say delete rows. But it also deletes this here. So make sure when you're deleting something, just know it's also going to delete things over here too. but that's how you do it.